Hello, my friends. So, I welcome you to another beautiful session. And the reason why you are watching this video right now is, I believe, not a coincidence, okay? It is, I believe, meant for you to know the information at this time. And I also think that, at this current time, you are watching this information because your higher self has, is wanting you to know the information. And I'm just really grateful for all of you who have joined me today and who are open enough to experience this side of our reality. Because many people, they ignore this side of our reality, right? Because they are focused on too much on the outside world and they ignore this inner reality. But I'm really grateful for all of you who have chosen and taken the time to connect today to find out more about the true inner reality. So in today's session, I have channeled the Galactic Federation in order to ask about three things in particular. Now, the first thing which they have said in the session, is that, this session, you will understand this. If you understand this session, you are an old soul. And I think, it's because you need some experience in your past, maybe, to have this authentic experience to understand the information that has come through. But, the other thing that I found out really interesting in this session was the information was really of a different level. I felt like, this information was something like, it may be complex in the beginning, but once you understand it, it's really amazing. So I have asked about three things in particular in today's session. The first thing I have asked about is how parallel realities they operate, right? Because I wanted to know about this, and many of you had also wanted to know about this. So finally we will know about how parallel realities work. And the other thing they have answered, which I have asked, is about whether psychedelics such as DMT, ayahuasca, or there is toad and stuff like that, which I have heard many people they use to experience this spiritual dimension. So they have given us their thoughts on whether it is recommended in your spiritual journey or not. So that is also discussed in the session. And the other thing they discuss about, this one is really interesting. This one, what they said was, what does it mean to be of true service to others? Now, there are two types of service to others, they have said in this session, which you will understand more clearly by listening to this session. And before I begin the session, I want to say big thank you to all of you for liking the video, because it helps to reach out to people who need to watch the video. And also at the end of the video, I will open up a gift which was sent to me, which has a letter in it. So I will do that at the end of the session. So here's the session, my friends. Enjoy it. We are the Galactic Federation now, communicating through this vibration presented in the mind space of this instrument, which has communicated with our time-space reality of the current present timeline. And we can sense that there are queries in order in the mind complex of this instrument. Hence, before we, the Galactic Federation, present our thought forms pertaining to the queries as placed before us, we would like to warn each of you who are listening to our messages from your planetary vibration to remember that the choice of your thought form completely depends upon your inner self, as you have the liberty to choose the type of activation and the thought forms you will entertain inside your mind, your body and spirit complex at this current space-time each of you finds itself in. a timeline wherein the planetary vibration is slowly shifting upwards and moving towards a greater and greater coherence of the mind, body, and spirit complex, leading each entity towards the activation of the green ray energy center of the heart. For once the green ray is activated, there is a high chance for the entire planet to enter into a greater timeline. Therefore, we, the Galactic Federation, are now going to address the queries which are in order in the mind space of this instrument. The first query, which pertains to the aspects known as the parallel realities. In this regard, we are now going to state that the information may be complex for those people of your planet who are not of a old soul nature, which means that this information may be comprehended and felt to be true and understood by the old souls. As we can sense, there are a large number of old souls upon your planetary vibration who have currently incarnated on this timeline, and these old souls are capable of understanding such information as may be complex to some of the entities who are yet unaware that the existence of such parallel realities affect your planetary vibration. The parallel realities, as known by people, are numerous in number, for there are an ever expansion and numerous parallel realities, each parallel reality occurring when an entity makes a different subset of the choice as had been programmed in the tree of life prior to the incarnation cycle. Each entity prior to incarnation on the Earth planet, along with its higher self, creates a basic type of map or the future patterns of reality based upon the choices it makes, either of a positive or negative nature, for there is only love in the universe, as even the choice of the negative is the love for the negative, as the choice for the fear is the love for the fear, for there cannot be any existence without love. As all choices have been pre-programmed in the mind complex of such entities prior to the incarnation, there are many moments wherein each entity diverges from their particular path in the life cycle. And this type of divergence into a different subset creates a different type of parallel reality, triggering a different subset of experience and allowing for a higher vibrational pattern to arrive. Furthermore, there are many moments within each entity's incarnation rhythm which provide each entity with the choice of entering a parallel reality, which is entered upon by the so-called unconscious mind or the bodily complex of your mind, body, and spirit complex totality. For the people of your planet must realize and understand that your bodily vehicle, which is part of the unconscious collective or the greater collective of the human mind, body, and spirit complex of the entire planet, is connected with the universal mind, and hence the type of emotions and the thought forms which are programmed inside your bodily complex begin to alter the reality, thereby entering such an individualized portion of consciousness towards such a timeline. As the parallel realities which operate together simultaneously are also occurring right now, and we, the Galactic Federation, from our location and density, are able to perceive all possible future timelines and all possible past timelines as stated upon your time-space measurement terms. However, all is existing in this ever-present now, for all possibilities are present to those entities who are able to access the time-space realm and also to access the qualities of the parallel reality in which they want to experience. The best way for us to experience and to explain this parallel reality is via the process of giving you an example of an entity who chooses to either help an entity in your planetary spacetime or to reject such offering of service to others. For both of these types of reality will be created, leading to a different subset of parallel reality occurring. Hence, every moment, each of your choices is creating a different parallel reality, and each of you exists in multitudinous number of time spaces. Even though many a times there may be a merger and you may feel and recognize these parallel realities existing together, these experiences are felt many a times during your dream state and at other times they are sometimes creating synchronous moments in this current incarnation. But there are moments within your planetary vibration wherein entities upon your planet have been able to enter the time-space realm and consciously choose the type of parallel reality they want to enter into or they want to experience. And this is also the reason why, because of the existence of numerous parallel realities, if you have or if any entity has created some karma which has not yet been unresolved via the purpose of forgiveness and via the pathway of healing of the self and the healing of the other self, for forgiveness leads to the healing to occur of the self, and the other self also becomes healed. If this process has not been accompanied in your lifetime incarnation, then after the end of an incarnation there may be moments wherein such entities are transported to another parallel reality wherein they are reincarnated at the age of 20, trying to redo and relearn the lessons of the karmic activity which was yet unfulfilled. This may seem like a dreamlike state of consciousness and waking from one dream to the other dream without having objective recognition that the dream was, in essence, the changing of the parallel reality in which one entity finds itself in. This is also the reason why there are many beings upon your planet who are consciously choosing their parallel reality, and also there are beings on the planetary sphere who are not yet aware that the existence of the parallel realities give rise to multitudinous choices and also opportunities for healing and other opportunities of exploration, for the self has to explore the self in different situations, and it is much more easier for the self to experience different parallel realities. Therefore, the only conscious awareness that each entity has of the different parallel reality is based upon the vibration of such an entity, which is determined primarily by the emotional, the thought patterns, and the mental patterns of an individual. What this means is that the vibration of an entity attracts a certain type of information gathering inside the mind, body, and spirit complex, which is able to sense a certain type of reality. In essence, it may be considered as a vibration tuning mechanism wherein each parallel reality is available only to those entities who are able to tune into the vibration of that particular parallel reality to bring it into the sensation field of the five senses of your third density reality. Although all the possibilities currently exist in various timelines, there are numerous possibilities which have yet not been experienced by the senses because the vibrations are of mismatching or the vibrations are in alignment with a different parallel reality. Therefore, we are now going to address the other query which is found upon the mind of this instrument, which pertains to the understanding of the aspect known as the use of psychedelics upon your planetary sphere for the purpose of experiencing a type of state of consciousness which can be considered as a higher dimensional experience of the other dimensions. Therefore, we are now going to address this query. This instrument desires to understand this aspect and must realize that there are different types of psychedelic substances, also known as by your people as in the language terms, which are used, such as the one known as ayahuasca by your people. These substances are created primarily for the purpose of allowing each entity to experience a different type of reality and also to realize that the experience is created only for the purpose of experiencing a greater timeline, and such substances, if not properly regulated and used upon a balanced situation, can lead to a entering into a timeline wherein there is a large number of imbalance. Therefore, those entities who desire to experience such parallel realities using their own free will have to make sure that their bodily complex is completely balanced and their lower energy centers are balanced, because if there is a blockage in the red ray energy vibration, this may cause such an entity to enter into a dimension wherein such blockage is heightened. And if there is a balance in all the energy centers and the heart is open, then this will allow the entities to experience a heightened state of consciousness which may be greater, because the allowance of the heart energy center sometimes
gives rise to the entry of such an experience into the density and dimension, which may be beyond the current experience, allowing for a breakthrough moment of experience. The experience and the use of these substances known as by people as ayahuasca, etc., are only recommended for those people who want to taste a glimpse of the other reality if they are completely balanced. Otherwise, there may be effects upon your bodily complex. However, this is your free will, hence we the Galactic Federation cannot infringe upon this aspect. Now, upon scanning this instrument's mind complex, the third query, which we are now able to sense, pertains to the understanding as referred to by you people as the process of using the aspect of your mind complex to be of service to others without taking any physical action upon your planetary sphere. For this process is simple. Many people on your planet have already accomplished this aspect. Such aspects have arisen upon your planet because many entities upon your planetary sphere, they realize that there are many pathways to be of service to others. The one pathway is the obvious pathway, which is the service to others in the physical reality by taking some action in assisting other entities. And then there is the other type of service to others, which is even more powerful. And this type of service to others is the service to others inside the mind complex of the individual entity who wants to serve the other beings. Therefore, for example, there are beings upon your planet who are outwardly of a service to others' nature. However, they have inner resistance for love to other beings, and they are criticizing other beings inside their internal mind complex. This leads to a conflicting of the vibration of service to others and the cancelling of such a vibration. Therefore, for the entities upon your planet to be of true service to others means to firstly recognize that the service is not only of an outward nature, for the need to be shown or need to be seen by other entities being of service to others is less likely important. For the main purpose of service to others is to have an inner nature of service to others, which may be pertaining to the understanding that you can help other beings inside your mind complex using your imagination sequences and your thought patterns. This is accompanied by sending love to those entities who desire it, and looking at other entities in the framework of love as the self. For each entity in this current reality, as we had stated before, has experience in different parallel realities similar to the dreamlike state wherein each entity creates different versions of its own self to experience different portions, even though in the dream state you may be interacting with your friend. However, it is in essence your own self who has split a portion of consciousness to create your friend inside the dream world to experience such an interaction. Therefore, this is the same that applies upon a planetary sphere. The fact is that each of you are the one creator, and all of you have created all the outside reality. For there is no separation, as you, us, and every being on the planet is created by your own self. For those who are receiving this message have also created this message for the purpose of allowing their own self the greater opportunity to graduate into higher dimensions. Hence, we as the Galactic Federation are now going to state that there is advancement upon your planet. Rejoice in love and light of the One, the Infinite Creator. We'll leave you now. Bye.
So my friends, after watching this session, I hope you have learned something about, how parallel realities they work, and how like the parallel realities they operate. So I'm going to give you an explanation based upon my own understanding. Okay, now you have to keep it in mind that I have listened to the session only once, because the more you listen to the session, the more information you get. I understand this. I have listened to the session only once. So from that understanding, I'm going to give you what I understood. The thing that I have understood is what they said is, there are multiple parallel realities, and before incarnating on Earth planet or on any other incarnation, we have a list of, possibilities we have planned. Okay, so I think, there is something known as a tree of possibilities of the type of things we can do in that incarnation. So based on the choice, okay, because we have free will, based on whether we will choose to do one thing or we will choose to do the other thing, there is a high chance we will enter into a different type of parallel reality. And of course, like they said, there are infinite number of parallel realities as far as they have said. And other thing they said is like, parallel realities, they are already existing right now. I am existing in infinite parallel realities, and the only way that we have to access these other realities is via the process of vibration. So what that means is, the moment we change our vibration and the moment we align our vibration, towards a certain type of, emotion, a certain type of mind pattern, they said, we will begin to experience a parallel reality, okay, which will then begin to, give us this five sense experience. We can touch, we can hear, so it will come to us. So what this said is, in order to experience a parallel reality, we have to firstly use our emotions. And also they said, this I found really fascinating, was our body as the unconscious mind, which we can use, which is connected to the universal mind, to tune into different parallel realities, which is really interesting if you just, understand the concept that they have said. So the main thing that I learned is that we are existing in different timelines, okay? And, the timeline we enter into is completely based upon our choice. And I believe, this also applies with one of the previous information we had received pertaining to the law of beingness, right? I believe, whatever you are being, you enter into that timeline. So the same rule applies, I think, in this regard, okay? Based on my understanding. So the other thing that I understood about psychedelics, right? Psychedelics like DMT, ayahuasca, and there are other psychedelics which people like to use for spiritual experience. The thing that I recognized and learned is that they said, if you have an imbalance in your chakras, so if you have an imbalance in your chakras or energy centers, and if you try that thing, okay, you may enter a dimension wherein that imbalance is amplified. So what they have said is, it is best to experience psychedelics or whatever, if you want to try it, only when you are completely balanced. Because when you are balanced, that way you will enter a dimension wherein there is balance, and you will have the opportunity of entering a dimension which is greater in experience than this current one which we are aware of. So that's what I have learned in this session, okay? And the other thing that I found out was, they said that, psychedelics give you a short, glimpse. So I believe, it's up to the person, if they want to do it too much, it may lead to some, side effects, but of course, it's the free will of the person. So the other thing they said, okay, now I found out really interesting, was about what does it mean to be of true service to others. They said that, there are two types of ways we can be of service to others. One is the internal way and the external way. Now, most people, we know about the external way. The external way is very simple, to help others, to do positive actions towards others, to assist others who need our help and stuff like that. That is on the outside. And they said there is another way, which is the internal way. I believe, what they said was, if we want to help other people, and we can do that in our mind, right? If you want to help someone, we can, send them positive thoughts, or, we can send them positive love and light emotions or vibrations and thought forms. That is, in essence, a way of being service to others. So what they said was, to become truly service to others, we have to firstly align our internal service to others as well as the external actions. Because there are many people, they said, who are outwardly they are service to others, but internally they are harboring, I believe, negative emotions or maybe resentment to other people, and that is not true service to others. You have to be aligned, okay? You have to choose, the pathway. you want to experience, to be of truly service to others. It means to be, internally service to others as well as externally service to others. Okay, and finally, I'm going to open up this gift, which was sent to me by. Okay, so this is the gift which was sent to me by. I'm going to read everything. It looks beautiful. Oh yeah, it's a coin. Wow, it's a coin. Okay, and then we have. Okay, so we have. Wow, this is really. I'm so thankful. This is a silver coin, and it's like it's amazing. It's got a certificate of authenticity also. So this is the gift, and it is sent from. I'm going to read the information. Okay. This is sent by Sakshi, okay, from Sakshi Chogle from India, and I believe this is the second time she has sent me a gift, and I just want to say really grateful to you for sending me the gift, and I always send you positive thoughts, love and light, and of course like have a wonderful day or evening, and I am really grateful to all of you, who have joined me on this journey of exploring our true nature, and also about finding the truth about other realities which are surrounding us. So other thing, I just want to say is I'm really grateful for all of you who have, like supported me on Patreon, where I'm sharing my sessions. Almost I share it on a daily basis whenever I get time. And the other thing is I also have my email wherein people request me for past life sessions. So whenever I get free time, I assist people as well. So I thank all of you for sending me emails and supporting me on Patreon. And the other thing is I want to say big thank you to all of you for watching the video, being open-minded, to explore new things, and being willing to look within your own self. And I just want to say thank you so much. Have a great day until we meet again in the next session. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much.